Meet Mona Kawaii, a stunning girl who turned heads from birth. And that's how it's been her whole life. Everyone was captivated by her charm. All wanted to be near her, even in hide and seek, hoping she'd find them. She was like the queen bee wherever she went. For high school, she moves to Tokyo, where it's the same old story. Everyone stares, enchanted by her beauty at school. All except Medaka, a new transfer student from 2 weeks ago. He's the only guy Mona's met who always scowls at her. Mona tries to befriend him, but Medaka just frowns and tells her to leave. The other boys are shocked and annoyed by Medaka's behavior. For Mona, this rejection is a blow to her queen bee status. But she doesn't give up and seeks ways to get closer to Medaka, aiming to win him over. She notices that Medaka likes cats, so she enters cat mode, making kitty gestures and purring at him. Her fans are delighted, but Medaka's the opposite, purring back to keep her distance. Mona's left stunned, and others can't believe it either. All her life since childhood, everyone fought for Mona's attention. She even received confessions, some from older people. She can't stand the thought of someone resisting her charms. But she doesn't think he's unbreakable, so she uses her secret weapons. First, her thighs, which drive boys crazy. She's putting up a poster showing off her legs in Medaka's face, but he just frowns and leaves. Mona's defeated again, but persists, now revealing a stronger asset, her underwear. She pretends to fall on purpose, and the boys around her worry. She acts clumsy and blushing, asking if they saw anything. The boys nervously say no, but Mona's just trying to see Medaka's reaction to her sexy clumsiness. He just frowns again and leaves. Mona realizes Medaka's immune to everything, so she resorts to her last trick. In class, Mona fakes being sick and asks the teacher if she can go to the infirmary. The teacher agrees and asks for a volunteer. Mona throws herself at Medaka, saying he'll go with her, shocking everyone. But this is Mona's plan, to corner Medaka and flirt with him. Mona's never gone this far for a boy, but seeing Medaka resist her, she'll do this to keep her reputation as the irresistible girl. Mona acts shy, asking if he dislikes her or if she did something wrong, since he always frowns and is distant with her. Mona finally seems to have Medaka cornered, seeing him nervous, but he suddenly regains his composure. Mona thinks she's got him, so she doesn't want to back down now. She pulls him inside, trips on the curtain, and they both fall onto the infirmary bed. This is too much even for Mona. She apologizes, but seeing Medaka's dismissive look, she can't take it. It's a blow to her pride. Medaka's unfazed, despite having the world's beauty on top of him. Blinded by the situation, she desperately shows her beauty, forcefully unbuttoning her blouse. Protecting her queen bee status makes her act uncharacteristically, yet Medaka remains stoic. Now Mona truly feels defeated. She's drowsy and throws a tantrum when someone resists her charms. In her fit, she nearly falls off the bed. Medaka catches her before she hits the floor and asks if she's alright. This calms Mona, but she realizes her chest is exposed and asks him to let go for a moment. Medaka snaps back, flustered, saying he didn't mean anything inappropriate. He frowns and says he'll return to the room. Before leaving, he tells Mona these things should only be done with someone she truly loves. His sincere words stir Mona's heart, leaving her flustered and wondering why she lets Medaka affect her so much. Later, Mona returns to class. Everyone asks if she's okay. She says yes, but feels Medaka's gaze from across the room. She thanks him for caring for her while sick, but can't look him in the eye due to nerves. Medaka's gaze follows her, making her even more anxious. Medaka's intense stare leaves her frozen in place. She thinks these nerves mean love, but denies it, hitting her head to stop such thoughts. Now she's determined to make Medaka fall for her, planning to capture his heart. Next day, Mona arrives at school, greeted as usual, mentally singing about her beauty. Medaka interrupts her. Mona greets him kindly, but he responds out of obligation. Mona's still annoyed that she's always giving her the stink eye. Medaka was frowning and Asahi blushed while looking at him. Her friend Minami asks what's wrong, but Asahi says it's nothing. In PE class, Mona seizes the chance to flaunt her physical assets. Everyone's watching her except Medaka. Mona tries to call him directly, but he ignores her. Once again, Mona fails to grab his attention. She tried with her butt and breasts, but it didn't work. Then she thinks of another weapon she has. No, not that extreme. Let's go back to episode 1. She's referring to her belly button. After class, she wipes sweat, lifting her shirt to show her midriff. While everyone feels blessed, Medaka frowns again. He leaves, repeating clear mind, pure spirit to himself over and over again. And once more, Mona is defeated. Spirits low, she pursues the only boy who resists her. She notices he gets nervous when she's near. A small win for Mona, but she's too tired to tease him more. Before leaving, she gets some water. Medaka sees her growing more anxious. Mona notices he seems to react to her. Excited, she squeezes the tap, splashing water everywhere. Her shirt gets soaked, revealing her bra. Medaka yells, red-faced. Mona screams, realizing she's exposed. She tries to cover up, but can't go back like this. Medaka, being a gentleman, gives her his shirt. Mona blushes more, especially seeing Medaka's abs. She wanted him to see her navel, but saw his instead. Mona thanks him, and Medaka leaves. A classmate witnessed the whole thing. Medaka heads home. He worries his shirt might smell of sweat. He blushes, thinking his shirt might now smell like Mona. That's when Mona's admirers show up. They want to ask Medaka why he's always cold and distant to Mona. So Medaka explains. Turns out he's heir to a temple, a feline temple, and he's forbidden from getting close to girls. They ask if he's ever had a girlfriend. Medaka says no. His village only had old folks and goats. I'd rather not imagine what desperate boys did with those goats. The admirers finally get why Medaka treats Mona that way. Medaka never thought the city would be a sea of temptations. He'd only seen cute girls like Mona on TV. Having one nearby, and flirting with him no less, it makes him...
I didn't care anymore!
But no, Medaka shakes off any impure thoughts. He repeats to himself, clear mind, pure spirit. Medaka vows to live a life free from temptations and worldly thoughts, but it's going to be tough. In class, Mona returns his shirt. Medaka's a bit nervous. Mona seizes the chance to make him blush, saying she abused his shirt, asking if he'd have preferred she didn't, so his shirt would smell like her. Medaka blushes but frowns. Same old story. Now Mona aims to make Medaka fall for her.